Hello students, welcome to e-learning. In today's class, let us learn about the story The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand from the supplementary reader of class 9, Moments. Before that, let's know about the author. Mulk Raj Anand was born on December 12, 1905 in Peshawar, India, now in Pakistan. He is a prominent Indian author who has written many novels, short stories and critical essays in English. He is also known for his realistic and sympathetic portrayal of the poor in India. He is considered a founder of the English language Indian novels. Mulk Raj Anand was a prolific writer who was highly admired. He gained wide recognition for his novels Untouchable, Coolie, Two Leaves and a Butt, and Seven Ages of Man. Seven Ages of Man is a 7-volume autobiographical novel. Mulk Raj Anand, together with great literary authors like R.K. Narayan, Ahmad Ali, and Raja Rao, was one of the first India-based writers in English to gain an international readership. His novels and short stories have acquired the status of classics of modern Indian English literature. They are noted for their perceptive insight into the lives of the oppressed and for their analysis of impoverishment, exploitation, and misfortune. He was a recipient of the prestigious civilian honor of the Padma Bhushan in 1968, Sahitya Akademi Award in 1971, and International Peace Prize in 1953. He is also notable for being among the first writers to incorporate Punjabi and Hindustani idioms in English. Now, before beginning with the actual story, I would like you all to know about the theme of this emotional story that describes a heart-wrenching experience of a young child who gets lost in the fair. The story basically has two themes. Firstly, the author deals with the child's psychology in a very realistic manner. The child's psychology has been very effectively portrayed through a very simple incident. The entire story revolves around a young child who is happily going to attend a village fair. He is all excited on seeing the fair and its grandeur around him. The main theme of this lesson is the child's agony and desperation. When he suddenly realizes that he is lost in the fair, that warm and cozy protection of his parents gets lost, he is all lonely in the huge crowd. Fear overpowers the child. He becomes scared. He is speechless and helpless. He cries frantically trying to search his parents, and at this point the only words that escape from his choked throat amidst his uncontrollable tears is "Mother, Father." Secondly, the story concentrates on the universality of the child's desire for everything. Actually, it is a short story about a child, his aspirations, demands, and realization. The story The Lost Child begins with a vivid description of a village fair. The fair presents the diversity of different cultures. The fair was organized to celebrate the festival of spring. The scene of the fair was full of excitement. It was a crowded place. People from different parts of the society had visited the fair. The atmosphere was quite noisy. There were many decorated shops of toys, balloons, flowers, garlands, and sweets. The colorful ambience attracted the people. Children with the parents enjoyed the swing. There was enjoyment all around. Many groups of men, women, and children could be seen easily. The diversity of different cultures looked united. Now let us look at the summary of the lesson. It was the time of the spring festival. There was great excitement in the atmosphere. The people could be seen busy going to the fair, all in a happy mood. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in a bamboo and bullock carts. A child was also heading towards the fair along with his parents. He was very happy and excited. While his parents were going ahead with all their attention on reaching the fair, the child enjoyed the beauty of the nature with utmost curiosity. The child's joy reached its climax once he set his foot in the fair. His eyes got attracted to everything. The stalls of toys, the sweets fascinated him too much. He wanted them but was well aware of his father's harsh attitude. His mother, however, tried to pacify him and divert his attention towards other things. The child was so busy in observing different things in the fair that he used to lag behind his parents every now and then. Every time he wanted something but was discouraged by his parents. As they moved forward, the child got demurred by the decorative items on the stalls. His mouth watered seeing sweets decorated with gold and silver leaves. "I want burfi," he slowly murmured. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Then he got attracted to a garland of gulmohar but did not ask for it. Then he saw colorful balloons and was filled with overwhelming desire to get them all. But he knew that his parents would say he was too old to play with the balloons. So he walked away. The child then saw a snake charmer. He liked the music played by the charmer and wanted to stay for a while to listen to it. But again he was discouraged by his parents. "You are not a child. The music is very coarse. Come on, move on." Then he saw a roundabout swing and wanted to enjoy a ride on it. This time he could not resist himself and called his parents. On getting no reply, he turned to look at his parents, but they were not there. The panic-stricken child made frantic searches for his parents here and there, but found them nowhere. He started crying. He ran towards the shrine. It was heavily crowded. He went a little ahead between people's legs. He was pushed back. Then he realized that he was lost and separated from his parents. He began to weep bitterly. A kind-hearted man heard him crying. He stopped and lifted the child affectionately in his arms. He tried to soothe him and tried to console him by offering many different things sold in the fair. He offered him sweets, he offered him balloons, he offered him flowers, garlands, what not? But the child refused them all. He kept sobbing, "I want my mother, I want my father." Nothing could make him happy except his parents. Actually, these material things, they had lost the charm for this little young child. Next, dear students, another important point is that our protagonist is a nature lover. There are many instances in the story that define the young child as a nature lover. The story commences with a unique description of the spring. The nature's beauty is at its peak. Spring is said to be the queen of all the seasons. The trees, the plants, the flowers, each blade of grass are all in full bloom during this season. These bounties of nature attract the young child. he was dressed in yellow turban, he was all excited and overwhelmed. On the way, he was attracted by the various things he witnessed. These bounties of nature attract the young child. His innocence and simplicity attract the readers even. The beauty of the flowering mustard fields, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land, captivates his attention. And this little young child forgets all his demands. He runs behind the dragonflies, honeybees, even the butterflies, making an effort to catch them. He enjoys watching the insects and worms that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the golden sunshine. He relishes the soft, delicate petals of the tree flowers as they fall on him. Later he forgets about them and runs behind the cooing doves. Thus all these facts mentioned in the lesson describe the protagonist as a nature lover. Now, let us look at the character of the lost child. Mulk Raj Anand, the author, has impressively portrayed this innocent character. He displays the quality of any ordinary child. He is delighted, curious, active, and very playful. The young boy was an obedient and an enthusiastic child. Dressed in a yellow turban, he was excited and engrossed in all the activities of the fair. Since the child had a sheltered upbringing, he obeyed their commands, and he obeyed all the commands of his parents unfailingly. He also had a very strong fun-loving streak. He ran around the banyan tree, gathering the flower petals. The child is very emotional and sensitive. Had a sweet tooth like several children. The clear indication of this we find in the lesson on page 3, para 2, when he hears the sweetmeat seller selling rasgulla, jalebi, gulab jamun, and his most favorite barfi. The sight of barfi watered his mouth, and he slowly murmured, "I want that barfi." But he knew that his plea would not be heeded. He was a restless individual, drawn to an immediate stimuli, but was inconsolable when lost. This bitter realization shattered him, and he consistently pleaded to be taken to them. Dear friends, here I would like to say that he is a very lovable character who captivates the reader's attention very easily. Now it's all about the parents of the lost child. Dear students, as you know, the relationship that the parents share with their children is what impacts a child throughout his or her lifetime. A child's parents are often the primary source for developing a sense of self-worth. Parents remain the most influential adults in their lives. And our author vividly depicts an Indian rural village with all its charm, simplicity, and gaiety, especially during the festive season. The author portrays that ancient time when the relationship between the parents and children was formal and outlined with great amount of respect and strictness. The parents of the young boy portrayed the typical tyrannical nature of the father. The words, phrases used in the lesson on page 2, paragraph 2 and 3, cold stare of refusal, red-eyed, in his familiar tyrant's way, clearly depict this. The child has no courage to express his desire in front of his father. Each time he suppressed his desire. On the contrary, the mother is very loving, calm, caring, and deals with her son tactfully. She is tender, affectionate, and considerate in approach. So, finally, a brief description of the man who helped the child when he was lost. The stranger's name is not mentioned in the lesson, so let us address him as the stranger. The stranger depicts a very strong character. He is a humanitarian, a true man in the real sense. The man goes out of the way to console him and help him to get back to his parents. He is loving, caring, kind-hearted, and deals very affectionately with the child. His intentions are quite clear. He proves to be a man of ample patience, and he does everything to calm down the wailing child. Hats off to this kind man. Such generous, affectionate, and large-hearted people are rarely found. He proves to be a supportive angel. The child posed a tough challenge in front of his savior. All the material things proved worthless as compared to his parents. No rasgulla, no jalebi, no laddu, no barfi, no balloons, no snake charmer, no garland, no flowers. He wanted nothing. He just wanted nothing. He wanted only his parents. A long-term sustenance and his loving company of the parents was the need of the hour. All the lost child wanted was to be in the secured custody of his parents. The lesson ends with a painful, tragic cry of the child, "I want my mother, I want my father." So, does this story have any message? Yes, my dear children, it has a strong message, and that is, we really don't understand the true value of the parents and take them for granted. Their significance is only revealed once they are out of sight and we realize that the world is upside down. That is what the lost child realizes once he got lost in the fair. Thank you.